Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 17, text number 29. Dharo Vacha Namapasparasmai Purushaya Mayaya Vinyastanana Tanave Gunatmane Namassurupānubhāvena nirdhuta Dravyakriyākāraka vibhramormaye. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The planet Earth spoke, "My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are transcendental in your position, and by your material energy you have expanded yourself in various forms and species of life through the interaction of the three modes of material nature. Unlike some other masters, you always remain in your transcendental position and are not affected by the material creation, which is subject to different material interactions. Consequently, you are not bewildered by material activities." Purport. After King Prithu gave his royal command, the planet Earth in the shape of a cow could understand that the king was a directly empowered incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Consequently, the king knew everything past, present, and future. Thus, there is no possibility of Earth's cheating him. The Earth was accused of hiding the seeds of all herbs and grains. Therefore, she is preparing to explain how the seeds of these herbs and grains can be again exposed. The Earth knew that the king was very angry with her, and she realized that unless she pacified his anger, there was no possibility of placing a positive program before him. Therefore, in the beginning of her speech, she very humbly presents herself as part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of God's body. She submits that the various bodily forms manifest in the physical world are but different parts and parcels of the supreme gigantic body. It is said that the lower planetary systems are parts and parcels of the legs of the Lord, whereas the upper planetary systems are part and parcel of the Lord's head. The Lord creates his material energy by his external energy, creates this material world by his external energy. But this external energy is in the sense not different from him. Yet at the same time, the Lord is not directly manifest in the external energy, but is always situated in the spiritual energy. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Mayad Dekshena Prakritihi, material nature is working under the direction of this Lord. Therefore, the Lord is not unattached to the external energy, and he is addressed in this verse as Guna Atma, the source of the three modes of material nature. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Nirgunam Guna Bhoktra Cha. Although the Lord is not attached to the external energy, he is nonetheless the master of it. Philosophy of Lord Chaitanya, upholding that the Lord is simultaneously one with and different from his creation, Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, is very easily understandable in this connection. The planet Earth explains that although the Lord is attached to the external energy, he is nirdhuta, is completely free from the activities of the external energy. The Lord is always situated in his internal energy. Therefore, in this verse it is stated, Surupa Anubhavena. The Lord remains completely in his internal potency and yet has full knowledge of the external energy as well as the internal energy. Just as his devotee remains always in a transcendental position, keeping himself in the service of the Lord without becoming attached to the material body. Srila Rupa Goswami says that the devotee who is always engaged in devotional service of the Lord is always liberated, regardless of his material situation. If it is possible for a devotee to remain transcendental, it is certainly possible for the Supreme Personality of Godhead to remain in his internal potency without being attached to the external potency. There should be no difficulty in understanding this situation. Just as a devotee is never bewildered by his material body, the Lord is never bewildered by the external energy of the material world. A devotee is not hampered by the material body, although he is situated in a physical body that runs according to so many material conditions. Just as there are 5 kinds of air functioning within the body and so many organs, the hands, legs, tongues, genitals, rectum, etc., all working differently. The spirit soul, the living entity, who is in full knowledge of the position, is always engaged in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and is not concerned with the bodily functions. Although the Lord is connected with the material world, he is always situated in spiritual energy and is always unattached to the functions of the material world. As far as the material body is concerned, there are 6 waves of symptomatic material conditions: hunger, thirst, lamentation, bewilderment, old age, and death. The liberated soul is never concerned with these 6 interactions, physical interactions. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, being the all-powerful master of all energies, free from the interactions of but has some connection with the external energy, but he is always free from the interactions of the external energy in the material world. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So, Mother Earth, after observing the anger of Prithu Maharaj, she trembled, surrendered with folded hands, and spoke, "O Lord, you alone have expanded into this as a material energy, as well as the 3 modes of material nature, which agitates the material energy to create different kinds of experiences for unlimited living entities who are entrapped in this material energy. Unlike the living entities or the demigods or any great personalities of this material world, materially great personalities, unlike them, the Supreme Lord is never affected by the material modes of nature. The 3 modes of material nature is what enables the living entity to imagine a world of name, form, activities, rasas in this material world. The 3 modes of material nature is a characteristic way, it's an energy in itself, Maya energy, that acts between the material energy as such, which is belonging to the Supreme Lord, which has emanated from the Supreme Lord. So between that spiritual energy, it's also material energy, is also originally spiritual energy, and the living entity, in between the mode in which the living entity interacts and experiences this material energy, in forgetfulness of Krishna and Krishna's service, in forgetfulness of his relationship with Krishna, that is the 3 modes of material nature. So the 3 modes of material nature, the Supreme Lord being the master of the 3 modes of material nature, it never touches him. What does it mean, it never touches him? What do the three modes of material nature do? Create an illusory world in our chittam. Create a drama world in our chittam. It doesn't eternally exist. Just like we come into this material, fall into this each material body. After we fall, we identify with our body. These are all part of the three modes of material nature. Tamoguna makes us identify with this material body. I am this body. A self-realized person can become free from this ignorance. That means he becomes free from, he can remain in this body, but he can become free from the mode of ignorance that I am this body. Similarly, there is mode of passion, characterized by fruitive activities and sense gratification. I can independently enjoy, I can independently earn my Satya Chitta and Ananda. That is the basic attitude of, that is Rajoguna. So that Rajoguna is in the screen of this material energy. We identify with the Rajoguna. And then the spirit person adopts the qualities of Rajoguna. That's why it's called qualitative modes of nature. Adopts the spirit's person gets influenced by the stories of Tamoguna, Rajoguna and Sattoguna. So ultimately what is it? It's all about experience. We have come into this material world to experience. The living entity always wants resides, experience. Whether it is Sat experience, Chit experience, Ananda experience. Experience is the goal of the living entity. So in this material world, the material energy by itself does not have the ability, because the pure material energy which is coming from Krishna through the consciousness of the living entity, within the consciousness of the living entity, his perceptions are created by the three modes of material nature. So gunas are not outside. Gunas are, of course, the external influences, external arrangement of things, influences the living entity with the different kinds of effects of modes of nature. Certain kind of environment induces tamoguna, certain kind of configuration of material energy. Material energy means gross and subtle. Mind, ego, false ego, mind, intelligence, manas, buddhi, ahankara, panchabhuta, different configurations, permutation, combination of mixture of these things do influence our experience in the form of tamoguna, rajoguna, sattoguna. Just like if there is a drama going on the stage, the characters are all absorbed in their characters. King is playing the role of a king. Subjects are playing the role of subjects. Queen is playing the role of queen. All the characters in the drama have forgotten what their character is before coming into the drama. They have their real character in the real world. But in the drama world, they take up different roles. And they are completely involved in the drama, in the experience of the drama. Sukha, dukkha. So the one that creates the drama story and the drama experience for each of the characters in the drama, that is like the three modes of material nature. So the participants in the drama, they might forget who they are. They won't remember, I am playing this role in this drama. If somebody is completely absorbed in it, he'll forget who he is in the material world, in the real world, in that world outside the drama. But the director of the drama, he will observe the drama. Whether this character is playing well, whether his emotions are good, not good. That means he observes emotions, he observes everything. He observes the story. But is he affected by it? No. Why? Because he knows it's drama. He is situated in his real platform. Exactly in the same way, the Supreme Lord is the director, is transcendental, is infallible. Infallible means he doesn't fall into the story of each one of us. But still seated in our heart, he sees our story. Not that he is not cognizant of what's happening in your life, my life, everything, seated as Paramatma in the heart. But you are lost in that story. Just like the Upanishads gives the example, in each of our body, there are two birds. One is the Atma and the other is the Paramatma. The difference is the Atma is enjoying the fruits in the tree, or trying to enjoy the fruits in the tree. But the Paramatma bird is simply Upadrishta and Anumanta, observing, Anumanta, permitting our Maya life. Without the Lord permitting, from the material energy, you cannot create a Maya world. Mata smriti jnanam apohanam cha. So Krishna is a master of the three modes of material nature. So he is infallible, is Achyuta. Similarly, Prabhupada is saying a pure devotee of the Lord also always remains transcendental to the three modes of material nature. That means his consciousness does not get affected by the three modes of material nature. Because he is a liberated person. Liberation means liberation from three modes of material nature. Does not mean liberation from the body. Body per se, intrinsically, material energy intrinsically, the material entire existence is Krishna's creation, his opulence, and there is an absoluteness to that energy of the Lord. It is not an illusion. Illusion is created by the three modes of material nature. When we read this material world, when we see this material world, when we hear this material world, when we act in this material world, through the material modes of nature, then we are fallen. Without the role of the material, three modes of material nature, one can see, hear, touch, smell, because these are all not Maya. They are real functions of the soul. You are seeing something which is the material energy of the Lord. So when we relate with the material energy for the purpose of enjoying this material world, then that is where the three modes of material nature comes into play. Maya comes into play. When a pure devotee does not have a tinge of desire for independent existence, knowledge, bliss, who fully convinced or awakened of his transcendental, what is his real Satya Chittana Ananda, in that consciousness he can still touch, see, smell, act in this material energy, use this material energy, and not be influenced by the three modes of material nature. Just like Prithu Maharaj is very angry here. Normally anger is in the mode of ignorance. But here Mother Earth is glorifying. Some people mistake that real pure devotee means he will never be angry. There is a transcendental anger. Reflection of that is material anger here. When there is a pure purposed anger, anger for a pure purpose of pleasing Krishna. Here Prithu Maharaj, as a king, is part of his pleasure of Vishnu to see that even the human society in the material world is run according to the Varnashrama principles. And when Mother Earth was not participating in that, see the reason of his anger. Kamayesha, Krodayesha. Normally, in this material world, when does one get angry? When his own desires are frustrated. When his control is frustrated. When his freedom is frustrated. Then he becomes angry. Kama, yesha, Krodha, yesha. Krodha comes from Kama. Krodha can come from bhakti also. Like Hanuman. So Krodha that comes from bhakti is not under three modes of material nature. There is another nature, internal energy of the Lord. So one cannot label by seeing a pure devotee being angry or Prithu Maharaj being angry. It is an absolute anger. There is no illusion there. When there is no illusion, then the absolute enjoyer is Krishna of everything, anything, any emotion, then that is nothing to do with the three modes of material nature. So we have to be Like desires. Prabhupada had so many desires. We have to do this, we have to do that, to build the organization. None of those things are coming under the modes of passion, because the supreme enjoyer of those feelings of Prabhupada or those desires of Prabhupada, they are all purely for the serving Lord Chaitanya, Krishna, for pleasing the entire Guru Parampara. So, by continuously being engaged in devotion service of the Lord, whether that may involve anger, that may involve desiring, that may involve frustration, nothing is happening for Krishna. All these things actually become, our entire mind and body system becomes purified. So it's a very, very fine understanding that one has to have. It is not that spiritual life means everything is sattva guna of this material world. Whatever is required in terms of, just like you see, if the director has an agenda, director of the drama has an agenda in the movie or in the drama, then that agenda can be served even while being in the drama. The characters are lost in the role of the drama. But somebody who is playing in the drama, being in the drama, playing in the drama, being aware that the purpose of drama is something beyond the drama. Then he can still be involved in the drama. A simple example. The producer and director of the drama, their goal is money. The drama should succeed, the movie should succeed. Their goal is not the hero should win or this should happen. He has no goal within the story. Within the story, he has no goal. That is why Krishna tells Arjuna also, wise lament not for the living nor the dead. You are stuck within the story. But I am standing above. Through this story, I want to achieve something else beyond the story. So this is the meaning of the pure devotee being transcendental to all the activities that he does. He remains aloof, transcendental, with a transcendental purpose. His eyes never go off the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. Even though he is directing, he is building temples, this, that, although he also knows all these temples, nothing is eternal here in this material world. When creation is dissolved, temples also will be dissolved. Everything will be dissolved. So what is the key differentiator that keeps us free from three modes of material nature? Sagunan samati taitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. When does he overcome the gunas? When he is completely engaged in devotion service. All his faculties, thinking, feeling, willing, desiring, egoing, role playing, doing. Rasaying. If you're in the drama, if you cannot say, I won't laugh, I won't smile. Prabhupada laughed, smiled, joked. Right? But it's all transcendental. He's not lost in that story. He is touching the conditioned souls by being in their story. The bodily concept of life is the center of each person's story in this world. My life, when I say my life, it is around one's body. Your life, your body. So somehow our individuality is stuck on this. I am this body. So first thing in spiritual life is to come out of that. You have fallen. Another meaning of way you can see when you say somebody is fallen, that means you have fallen into the story. We are all fallen into the illusory story about myself, my relationship. That story you fall. We wake up from this story. Pure devotee never falls into this story. The Supreme Lord, Upadrishta, Anumanta, is watching the entire story that we are playing, drama, each one's. But he never falls into that. So, that is what is largely being explained in this purport by Prabhupada, which very clearly explains that material nature is also working under the direction of the Lord. We should not think that the Lord is aloof from the three modes of material nature. Doesn't mean that he is aloof from this material energy. This is his Virat Rupa. It's Lord's scheme of things that the living entities who want to enjoy independently are given a material body in this material world. This material body is a gigantic body, which is explained here as each living entity getting, as she is saying here, Mother Earth, the purport, and here it's saying, you yourself have expanded yourself in various forms and species of life through the interactions of three modes of material nature. In other words, the universal body of the Lord, out of that is some portion of Panchabhuta I have given control, some portion of Manas, Buddhi, Ahankara I have been given. The total Panchabhuta, the total Manas, Buddhi, Ahankara, all that energy put together constitutes the gigantic body of the Lord. So Lord himself has expanded into this gigantic body, and through some material nature, through some material laws of karma, we keep contacting life after life, different configuration of Panchabhuta and Sukshma elements, and this wonderful machine is produced, which gives us an impression of giving us our real rasas, which it is not. So a clear understanding has to be there for a devotee. Do not mix material energy is equal to three modes of material nature. When the jiva comes in contact with the material nature, there has to be something in between, because jiva is spiritual. From material nature, how to create experience of life symptoms, how to create experience of life. Because matter itself is lifeless. Matter has no feeling. Manas, buddhi, ahankara, all have no feeling by itself. But I have come here to think, feel and will independent of Krishna. So that medium is the three modes of material nature. It is a characteristic ways in which the living entity who is transcendental interacts with the material energy. That means material energy is not Maya. My consciousness with which I relate with the material energy can be tamoguna, rajoguna, sattoguna, combination of all this. And simple key factor is, if we have no material desires, and if we have only desires to serve Prabhupada and Krishna, then our thinking, feeling, willing, they are not actually mixed. They are not with the modes of material nature. That is why in the Bhagavatam it says you can perform devotion service in the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. And ultimately we have to engage in pure devotional service. Pure devotional service is completely detached from material modes of nature. It is performed in the background of pure transcendental knowledge. That means free from ignorance. Attachment to matter, spirit is matter. In this world, the thinking, feeling, willing is real thinking, feeling, willing. These are all it gives an impression of thinking, feeling and willing, but it is not real thinking, feeling and willing. Illusion gives the impression of something, but it is not the real thing. Any questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So as we all know that we want to lord it over this material nature, and that's why we came in this material world. So before this desire to lord it over, so where we were situated, where we were residing, so can you explain me that, Prabhu?
You are eternal. Each living entity is eternal. There was never a time when you did not exist. Nor I, nor all these people in the battlefield. This is a statement of Krishna. So we eternally existed. So there is no starting point. Therefore our philosophy says, anadikale. Means cannot trace it. Anadi. Mathematically cannot trace it. It's never ending, because we are stuck in this dimension of material time. So that kala, anadikale, that eternity is beyond this kala. This kala is a relative time that we are experiencing in different bodies. Even now, your soul is not in this space and time. If your soul was in this space and time, microscope could have caught you. Whatever you do, go inside. But you know it is there. Soul is there in this body. Something which has got the characteristics which are not characteristic of matter is sitting in this body. We say sitting in this body, but actually it is sitting in this body, it is an experience. Not that soul is something physical and physically it is sitting in this body. the soul was physically sitting in this body, then you could have gone electron microscope, fine, you could have found the soul. So that 1/10,000th of a dimension is also a transcendental dimension that is being talked about. It is not a dimension of this material space, time and matter. So it's a reality even now. Even now you are not in this material world. You are experiencing the material world. Because your consciousness, isn't it? Your consciousness. Consciousness is trapped in the space and time, therefore I am saying I am here. I can sit outside the movie and my consciousness can be fixed there. So I say, okay, I am in the movie. But are you really in the movie? You are situated outside. Consciousness, your movie is the content in your consciousness. But where are you? That is Brahman. We are all transcendentally situated. Every living entity, Jiva Shakti, is transcendentally situated. But fallen experientially. That means in their consciousness they are fallen. But they really are situated in the spiritual dimension. So, your question about what we were before the lauding tendency came, Jivera Surupohe Nitya Krishna Dasa, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, not that you become Krishna's servant now, you are not. No. You are, your definition, your constitution is you are the servant of Krishna, you are Amsha of Krishna, part and parcel of Krishna. Just like super soul and the gigantic body. Super soul is consciousness, spirit, supreme consciousness, and the gigantic material body, this material creation. Just like that, you are Atma. That means you are just like this material body, as we explained in this purport. Material body, mind, etc., the Panchabhutas, they are all a fragment of the gigantic body. Similarly, we are part and parcel of the super soul in this body. So therefore, we always have a connection, just like this body being part and parcel of this external Panchabhuta, everything. You cannot disconnect. My body is part and parcel of the total Panchabhuta. Similarly, my spirit is part and parcel of the super soul. Cannot be separated. This comparison of this Panchabhuta being part and parcel of the bigger Panchabhuta, it is impersonal relationship. But Atma and Paramatma are both are persons. So I am a part of the whole. He is a whole person. I am a servant person, dependent person. So in lauding tendency, when it came, before that, how it came? According to Bhagavad Gita, Karanam Gunasangasya, association with material nature. Everywhere, Krishna's expand, spiritual energy, material energy is expanded everywhere. When you come in association with the material energy, because the material energy is what the drama of lauding is there. You are enjoying the drama of lauding, enjoying and suffering the lauding. But you are not. The false ego is, there is a false character set up in the screen for you to watch and identify and think, I am the Lord. But you never become the Lord. Because you are not the Lord. So Karanam Guna Sangasya means you putting your attention on the screen is a cause for you to enter the story. Can you ever enjoy a movie in the screen if you don't look at the screen? This is what Krishna says, Karanam Guna Sangasya. That is the first cause. And forgetfulness of Krishna, because our consciousness is always constitutionally to be Krishna conscious, because I am Amsha of Krishna, I am servant of Krishna. Krishna bhuliye, that is another cause. Forgetting Krishna, Bahirmukha, turning our face towards the screen of the material energy, Karanam Guna Sangasya. We fall. So this potential for a living entity is always there. Why this is given like that, if you ask? There is no glory to love if you don't have a choice. Either I serve you or I don't serve you. Then perfection of that choice means you had to be given an opportunity. According to your little capacity, you are a tiny, that you cannot change. I am Purna. Krishna is saying, I am Purna. That I cannot change. You cannot change. You are eternally Amsha. I am eternally Purna. Just like I have eternally Purna, my quality will manifest. You are eternally Amsha, my Amsha. You are eternal. Now you do what you want with your eternal. Your eternality is as good as my eternality. I am you that way. Eko Bahushyam. As it's also mentioned here, Krishna has expanded himself as all the living entities, all the Vishnu Tattva, everything. He has expanded. He is the source. Anandamayobhyasat. Everything is for his enjoyment. This big picture we should understand. Any other question? So these are the two things from the scriptures we can say. Bhagavad Gita says, the three things. Bhagavad Gita says, Karanam Guna Sangasya. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Bahirmukha. We have turned our face towards the material energy. And his statement that Jivere Surupoe Nitya Krishna Das. Constitutionally, not that I sometime become servant of Krishna. I am servant of Krishna. Soul is the Amsha of Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, as you said, that when we identify ourselves with the body, immediately we'll come under the influence of the three modes. So, when Srila Prabhupada made this statement that ISKCON is my body, right? So, how to understand in what?
See, those are... See, when you say ISKCON is my... Prabhupada says ISKCON is my body. Means he so... Just like body, don't harm my body. You see, you don't harm Guru's body, no. So his mission is in the form of this organization. That means his desire is invested there. When something goes wrong, it hurts him. Just like if somebody harms the body, it hurts him. Similarly, his desire is invested in this transcendental mission to spread Krishna consciousness. So that is his body, his mission. He should not think that it is the ISKCON registered is his body. The registered International Soviet, the registration is his body. No. The organization that works for his mission, to fulfill his mission, that is his body. That body we should care. That body we should not allow Maya to break that organization and stop the preaching of that organization. Sometimes they say, no, you are broken away from ISKCON. ISKCON has become two, they say. If both ISKCON go on preaching Krishna consciousness, both are his bodies. What's the problem? Should Prabhupada be limited to one body? Just like every temple is ISKCON, separately registered, all over the world, does it become ISKCON is split? No. If each temple is serving Prabhupada's mission, so each temple organization is Prabhupada's body. So therefore we should protect that body. Sometimes one body gets into a mess or becomes dysfunctional in a certain way. Like Prabhupada cannot be the Diksha Guru in the sense of not as these people think, that be a guru like a family priest. That is not the meaning of Diksha Guru. Diksha Guru is according to what Srila Prabhupada has taught, according to what the definition of Jiva Goswami of Diksha is, from the person for whom a person who continuously gives personalized Divya Jnana to lead a conditioned soul gradually, making him free from anarthas and step by step taking him to the point of awakening his Krishna consciousness. That Divya Jnana Hridaya Prakashita, that is the Diksha Guru, according to Jiva Goswami's definition. And why Prabhupada cannot do that function even today? He can do that. External ceremonial functions, name giving, mala giving, this thing, that thing, purascharya, or the pre-initiation process of purification, 6 months purification, training, all that his organization will do. His deputies will do. These are all things that we also contribute towards the total Diksha of everybody. So Diksha, Prabhupada, it is Prabhupada's institution. When he says deputies, they should do on his behalf. Even the ceremony they should do on his behalf. Everything they should do on his behalf. On his behalf, give name. On his behalf, perform the yajna. Yajaman is Prabhupada. So where is the Apasiddhanta? So that is not possible for a disciple in ISKCON today to take that stand that Prabhupada is my spiritual master, he is my deliverer guru, he is my personal spiritual master, not simply one of the Siksha Gurus. Siksha Guru also gives Siksha. Diksha Guru also gives Diksha. But when Diksha Guru gives Diksha, it is not merely Siksha. There is an exchange of relationship of obligation and responsibility between the disciple and that Diksha Guru. Otherwise, what is the difference between Diksha Guru and Siksha Guru? Diksha Guru takes responsibility for the progress and delivering the soul to Krishna. Siksha Guru doesn't take that responsibility. He'll come, talk, and he'll go away. Siksha Guru, your sambandha need not be Janme Janme Prabhu say. But with Diksha Guru, you have to have Janme Janme Prabhu say, because in one life you may not finish this journey. Like Prabhupada said, if somebody is not liberated from this material world, go back to God, and I will come to take them back. So these are all the simply to say that, Siksha is same as Diksha. Then why two words are there? And why it is said there can be only one Diksha Guru, many Siksha Gurus? Because in any management, even in spiritual management also, everybody is responsible means nobody is responsible. We are all Siksha Gurus. I have no Diksha Guru. How is it possible? Because the goal of Siksha is to go back to Godhead. Somebody has to take response. Guru means one who leads you to that place. He's a deliverer Guru, Diksha Guru. So this is very important to understand that some very, very fundamental relationship with Prabhupada is deprived in that ISKCON. Contrary to the will of Prabhupada. If Prabhupada had told no appointed gurus, we have no problem at all. If Prabhupada had told, yes, next, these are the Diksha Gurus. They are next in the line of disciplic succession after me. Then we simply follow, because our requirement is for a perfect spiritual master, for a Uttamadhikari. One nice quote which one devotee has sent. Such a nice quote that is. This is Srimad Bhagavatam purport, 7th canto. The spiritual master is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And therefore, one who is very serious about spiritual advancement must regard the spiritual master in this way. Next he says, even a slight deviation from this understanding can create disaster in disciples' Vedic studies and austerities. So not that, the Madhyamadhikari Guru and all that. When you say that Prabhupada's philosophy taught that this parampara is giving you gurus who can deliver you back to Godhead, who are of this quality, and you are expected to put 100% faith in him, yasyadeva parabhaktir yatadeva tatha guru. As much faith as you have in Krishna, you should have in the Guru. Then only all the import of Vedic literatures, katita hi artaha prakashante mahatmanaha. The import of Vedic knowledge is transferred into the heart of a person who has got faith in the Guru as good as the faith. Quality of faith should be that, as good as for Krishna. So where is all this satisfied? Where is this opportunity given in the other ISKCON? So therefore it is very important that, if we simply, it's not that we are anything, we simply follow whatever Prabhupada has ordered. And we see that it is satisfying all the requirements as per Siddhanta for a disciple to go back to Godhead. Whereas in that ISKCON, there is no, because Siksha Guru does not take you back to Godhead. That is not Siksha Guru's responsibility. So then they are giving Diksha Gurus. Who are they, the Diksha Gurus? They don't certify whether they cannot certify. Only a predecessor Acharya can certify this, he is capable of doing this job. So in a sense you can say they are, if you accept Prabhupada as a foundational Siksha Guru for everybody, and if don't feel that obligation to Srila Prabhupada as my deliverer Guru, and then service mission in that spirit, develop a relationship of gratitude, eternal gratitude to Prabhupada in that thing, and pay back in your service to the Supreme, through the service to the Supreme Lord, then in other ways it is, you are without this element of, to perfect your life, you have to have a Guru. You have to have a Diksha Guru. And Prabhupada is saying, I accept. That is what the July 9th order is. Don't worry. This transcendental activity of Divya Gyan and leading your spirit back to Krishna, I can do it. I don't die. I never die. I can do it. I can take you back to Godhead. Why? So, Why we say he is not living? Spiritual master is always living. And this aspect doesn't need any physical activity. Divya Jnana Hriday Prakashita. So in this way, we have all devotee associations, sadhu, sangha, siksha gurus are there. The institution full of that. And those sadhu, sangha, those siksha gurus, they are all in living in, that living is required for, 100% living is required for neophytes. But living Diksha Guru is required for living is wrong. You are limiting the Diksha Guru. You are limiting the process of transfer of Divya Jnana to physical. So therefore everybody, for all requirements are satisfied by Prabhupada creating an institution where senior devotees are there, junior young devotees who are coming into Krishna consciousness. Obviously they are in the bodily concept of life when they start their spiritual life. Such people feel great dependence upon living sadhus. And that's what Prabhupada created. We give association to each other and then we grow. And when you come out of the bodily concept, at least that should be our first goal. That's why we are given Brahman Diksha. After chanting 1 year, you take Brahman Diksha. Because chanting 16 rounds properly, if you follow, maybe this way, that way, not irrevocably situated in Brahman. At least you know that matter is not the truth. Body living is not living. And then he starts feeling, that is what the Vani. He learns how to take association from Prabhupada's Vani. Grandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.